Chapter 135 The Chase. Third Day. The morning of the third day dawned fair and fresh, and once more the solitary nightman at the foremast head was relieved by crowds of the daylight lookouts, who dotted every mast and almost every spar. "Do you see him?" cried Ahab, but the whale wasn't yet in sight. In his infallible wake, though, but follow that wake. That's all. Helm there, steady as thou goest and hast been going. What a lovely day again. Were it a new-made world and made for a summer house to the angels? And this morning the first of its throwing open to them a fairer day could not dawn upon the world. Here is food for thought, had Ahab time to think, but Ahab never thinks, he only feels. That's tingling enough for mortal man. To think audacity, God only has that right and privilege. Thinking is, or ought to be, a coolness and calmness, and poor hearts throb. And our poor brains be too much for that. And yet, I've sometimes thought my brain was very calm, frozen calm. This old skull cracks so, like a glass in which the contents turn to ice and shiver it. And still, this hair is growing now, this moment growing, and heat must breed it. But no, it's like that sort of common grass that will grow anywhere. Between the earthy clefts of Greenland ice or in Vesuvius lava, how the wild winds blow it. They whip it about me as the torn shreds of split sails lash the tossed ship they cling to. A vile wind that has no doubt blown air, this though prison corridors and cells and wards of hospitals and ventilated them, and now comes blowing hither as innocent as fleeces. Out upon it, tainted. Were I the wind, I'd blow no more on such a wicked, miserable world. I'd crawl somewhere to a cave and sling there. And yet, 'tis a noble and heroic thing, the wind. Whoever conquered it? In every fight, it has the last and bitterest blow. Run tilting at it, and you but run through it. Ha! A crowd wind that strikes stark naked men, but will not stand to receive a single blow. Even Ahab is a braver thing, a nobler thing than that. Would now the wind but had a body, but all things that most exasperate and outrage mortal men, all these things are bodiless, but only bodiless as objects, not as agents. There is most special, a most cunning, oh, a most malicious deference, and yet I say again, and swear it now, that there is something all glorious and gracious in the wind. These warm trade winds at last, that in the clear heavens blow straight on, in strong and steadfast, vigorous mildness, and veer not from their mark. However the baser currents of the sea may turn and tag, and mightiest Mississippis of the land swift and swerve about, uncertain where to go at last. And by the eternal poles, these same trades that so directly blow my good ship on, these trades, or something like them, something so unchangeable and full as strong, blow my keel so along. Do it! Aloft there! What do you see? Nothing, sir. Nothing? And noon at hand? The doubloon goes a-biggin. See the sun? Aye, it must be so. I've oversailed him. How? Got the start? Aye, he's chasing me now. Not I, him. That's bad. I might have known it. Too fool! The lines, the harpoons, he's stowing. Aye, I've run him by last night. About, come down all of ye. But the regular lookouts, man the braces. Steering as she had done, the wind had been somewhat on the pigward quarter, so that now being pointed in the reverse direction, the braced ship sailed hard upon the breeze as she returned to cream her own white wake. Against the wind he now steers for the open jaw, murmured Starbuck to himself, as he coiled the new hull main brace upon the rail. God keep us, but already my bones feel damp within me, and from the inside wet my flesh. I misdoubt me that I disobey my God in obeying him. Stand by to sway me up, cried Ahab, advancing to the hempen basket. We should meet him soon. Aye, sir. And straightway Starbuck did Ahab's bidding, and once more Ahab swung on high. A whole hour now passed, gold beaten out to ages. Time itself now held long breathers, with keen suspense. But at last, some 3 points off the weather bow, Ahab descried the spout again, and instantly from the 3 mastheads 3 shrieks went up, as if the tongues of fire had voiced it. Forehead to forehead I meet thee, this 3rd time, Moby Dick. On deck there, brace sharp up, crowd her into the wind's eye. He's too far off to lower yet. Mr. Starbuck, the sails shake. Stand over that helmsman with the topmaul. So, he travels fast, and I must down. But let me have one more good round look aloft. Here at sea, there is time for that. An old sight, and yet somehow so young. Aye, and not changed a wing since I first saw it, a boy from sand hills of Nantucket. The same to Noah as to me. There is a soft shower to leeward. Such lovely leewardings, they must lead somewhere to something else than common land, more palmly than the palms. Leeward, the white whale goes the way. Look to windward, then the better if the bitterer quarter. But goodbye, old masthead. What's this? Green? Aye, tiny mosses. In these wrapped cracks, no such green weather stains on Ahab's head. There is the difference now between man's old age and matters. But aye, old mast, we both grow old together, sound in our hulls, though are we not? My ship, aye, minus a leg, that's all. By heaven, this dead wood has the better of my live flesh every way. I can't compare with it, and I've known some ships made of dead trees outlast the lives of men made of the most vital stuff of vital fathers. What's that he said? He should still go before me, my pilot, and yet to be seen again? But where? Will I have eyes at the bottom of the sea, supposing I descend those endless stairs, and all night I've been sailing from him? Wherever he did sing to, aye, like many more, thou toldst dearful truth as touching thyself, O Parsi. But Ahab, there thy shot fell short. Goodbye, masthead. Keep a good eye upon the whale. The while I'm gone, we'll talk tomorrow, nay, tonight, when the white whale lies down there, tied by head and tail. He gave the word, and still gazing round him, was steadily lowered through the cloven blue air to the deck. In due time, the boats were lowered, but as standing in his shallop's stern, Ahab just hovered upon the point of the descent, he waved to the mate, who held one of the tackle ropes on deck, and bade him pause. Starbuck, sir? For the third time my soul's ship starts upon this voyage, Starbuck. Aye, sir, the wilt have it so. Some ships sail from their ports, and ever afterwards are missing, Starbuck. Truth, sir, saddest truth. Some men die to ebb tide, some at low water, some at full of the flood, and I feel now like a bellow, that's all one crested coom. Starbuck, I'm old. Shake hands with me, man. The hands met, the eyes fastened, Starbuck's tears the glue. Oh, my captain, noble heart, go not, go not. See, it's a brave man that weeps. How great the agony of the persuasion then. Lower way, cried Ahab, tossing the mate's arm from him. Stand by the crew. In an instant, the boat was pulling round close under the stern. The sharks! The sharks! Cried a voice from the low cabin window. There, oh master, my master, come back! But Ahab heard nothing, for his own voice was high lifted then, and the boat leaped on.